In this lesson, we'll learn about vertex attribute node. If I come down to this flower 01 group, I have this remesh object that remeshes this flower 01 petals object. It was a heavy object, and the remesh object reduces the density of the petals by 70%. Then I have applied a vertex map tag from the other tags to this remesh object. If I select the vertex map and play through the timeline, you can see what that vertex map does. It starts from the top corner, then grows and transitions the weight of the vertices from 0 to 100%. Hey folks, welcome to MoGraph Plus. This video is a free sample from our course, Redshift Masterclass, your complete guide to Redshift for Cinema 4D. It's a massive 19-hour long course in which we explore all the aspects of Redshift for Cinema 4D thoroughly. Make sure to check it out. The link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. For the vertex map, I'm using fields. It's a very simple setup. I have placed a sphere field at the top of the petals. Then there is a freeze modifier in the grow mode. Then I have masked the growth of the freeze with two random modifiers. The lower one uses a turbulence noise with a bigger scale, and then the other one is multiplied with the same turbulence noise type but with a smaller scale. Also down in the fields, I have a disabled spherical field that can be used as a second setup. So if I disable the top corner spherical field and enable the center spherical field and play through the timeline, now the growth will be from the center of the petals. For now, let's enable the top corner spherical field and disable this one. And if I go to the basic tab of the vertex map, I have named this vertex map Grow Effects. Okay. Now we can use this vertex map as a mask in our Redshift shading networks. Consider it like a procedural black and white texture. Now in this case, I want to use this vertex map to transition between two materials. In the material manager, I have assigned this Redshift material named Grow Effects to the remesh object. Let's open it up in the node editor and start IPR in the render view. Here I have a material blender. The base material is the pink one and the layer 1 material is the golden one. If I select the blender material and change the blend color from black to white, we can see the golden material. So we want to transition from the pink material to the gold material. To do that, we need to import the vertex map. So press C in the work area, come down to the utility nodes, and then attribute nodes, and add a vertex attribute node. Here we have this attribute name field to define the vertex map that we want to use. Let's link the GrowFX vertex map from the scene here in the node. Now we can simply connect the vertex map node to the layer 1 blend color. Now I can hide the node editor so we can see both the viewport and the render view. Let me select the vertex map in the object manager so we can see it in the viewport as well. Now if I play for a dozen of frames and stop for a few seconds, move and stop, you can see how the vertex map translates into the material transition in the render. Maybe we can use the G key to go to the next frame and see the transition slowly. Remember when we created the vertex map, it was named GrowFX, which basically means that the petal object has an attribute named GrowFX that transitions the weight of the vertices from 0 to 100% gradually. To read that attribute, instead of linking the vertex map manually, I can just type in the name of the vertex map here. So let's delete it and manually type GrowFX. So it does the same thing. That is why it is a good idea to name your vertex maps properly. Let me solo the vertex attribute node so we can see how Redshift sees it. Now if I go through the timeline using this amazing stop and move trick of mine, you see it starts as a black map and grows or transitions into a white map. we can unsolo it. So in this lesson, we learned about vertex attribute node. See you in the next one.